I'm a little late on making this video because, as you can see, I'm in Chicago, Illinois right now and traveling. But yeah, I still wanted to make a video about the rumor that Fujifilm may be releasing a fixed lens, medium format, rangefinder style camera, kind of like an X100-6, but with a medium format GFX 100-2 or S2 type sensor in it, 100 megapixels of goodness type sensor in it. According to the rumor, it's going to have a 35mm focal length, which I think is just perfect. You'll get the 35mm rendering, i.e. no distortion at distances I would shoot at, but then a wider kind of like 28mm field of view. Great compromise of a lens. The rumor didn't say whether or not the camera will have the OVF, EVF switchable guy like the Fuji X100-6 series. I'm hopeful that it will. Beyond that, the only thing the rumor said was that there will be no IBIS in the camera, which I think is a real bummer. It seems to me that the IBIS in the latest versions of all the medium format cameras, both the Hassi and the GFX cameras, is a huge selling point. That with that big sensor that takes so much, sort of like image shake damage from any little movement, the IBIS is really a game changer in those cameras. I'm not sure that that would be a smart move to leave that feature out. But I think the most interesting things about the rumor are kind of what it might say about the future of Fujifilm cameras, and in particular, the X Pro series of cameras. As I'm sure you saw in my previous videos and the Fuji X Series Summit itself, the last one, at the end of it, the guy, Yuri, whatever his name is, said one more thing, and there were two cameras under towels. A black towel, i.e. ostensibly an X series camera, and a white towel, i.e. ostensibly a GFX camera, that match their box colors when you buy a new camera or a new lens for those series. It's rumored that under the black towel is going to be some sort of half-frame, 1-inch sensor camera. And then obviously there would be a medium format camera just based on the size and color of the towel. But it would be great if there was an X Pro camera under that black towel, and then under that white towel was this fixed lens camera that's sort of a companion camera to the update, X Pro 4 or X Pro 5 camera. However, if those half-frame camera rumors are true, this might mean the end of the X Pro line, which kind of makes sense to me in terms of a business case for Fuji. My heart says other things, but from a business case standpoint, it kind of makes sense, right? I understand that Fuji doesn't sell a lot of X Pro cameras, like the X Pro 3 wasn't a great seller, and then it was a money loser because there was like litigation because of some like issues with the screen not working, things like that. So you figure, the kind of person that's buying an X Pro is someone that's going to spend a little bit more for that user experience, but still wants good image quality and all the good things that Fuji cameras have. I think that if they're betting that that kind of person would move up and buy a fixed lens, rangefinder, medium format camera, they're probably right. That person is kind of me, and I plan to buy this fixed lens camera, no IBIS or not. I just want to see, and probably my favorite digital camera of all time was the X Pro 2, X Pro 3 line. I just love the cameras and how they work, the experience, the OVF, EVF. There's so many cool things. Of course, those cameras had their issues, and I just think image quality-wise, they're too long in the tooth to really be using now. Not necessarily from a functionality standpoint, but from a joy of use, just fun to use, user experience standpoint, they're my favorites. So if you had a medium format version of that, yeah, for sure, I'm buying it. But it would be a bummer if that means the end of the X Pro line for the X series. I would be sad for all the X Pro users. For me, that is definitely the death knell of the X Pro series. The Fuji X-T5, the viewfinder is too low res. I don't like using that. The XH series just isn't quite there. It doesn't quite all line up, when you compare it to all the full frame options that do kind of the same thing in that pro level camera. The autofocus usability, functionality of like Canon, Sony, Nikon cameras is just better, even if the user experience doesn't quite match up. So yeah, just a lot of speculation and chatter, chit chat on just a rumor, but I thought it was an interesting rumor, and I have always been so impressed with my viewers and the camera community on YouTube knowing stuff. So would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you know more about the rumor? Any thoughts on what this means for Fuji cameras in the future? Let me know your thoughts below. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.